Well, boys, just got the truck back from the shop yesterday. Needed to have an alignment done on it, and I had been putting it off for a while just because I hadn't had the time to take it in to have it done. Had them rotate the tires just because, you know, they said, hey, we'll do it for free. We got to take some of these things off anyways, or we'll already be there basically. So they did it for me for free. And then they weren't bullshitting around with me because I knew they needed to be done, but my pitman arm and my two ball joints are on the tie rod on this side and on that side needed to be done. But they are in fact new. That one's brand new. The bar itself is new. This one that goes in the middle is brand new. They actually did a really good job with this. That one's also new over there. And then the pitman arm is also brand new. So I knew they needed to be changed because the last time I was underneath this truck, the pitman arm was the worst. It was leaking grease all over the place. I mean, it was nice and moist. It needed to be done. Both the tie rods on both sides were blown out and they were leaking. Not as bad as the pitman arm by any means, but just got the Malibu back on Dunlop Good Ride tires on it. Brand new. Brand spanking new. Car rides a hell of a lot better than it did, that's for sure. Anytime I went 50 miles an hour or above, it would just vibrate really badly. And that's because that tire that was back there was missing some pieces out of it and starting to separate. It's really a good thing that I went and got those tires done when I did. Because if the time comes that I ever decide to sell this car, brand new tires go a long way in helping you sell it, believe it or not. Even though in the grand scheme of things it only cost a little over $300. Someone looking for a car sees it has brand new tires on it or tires that are in really good shape. That goes a long way. Still haven't sold this mower yet, but I've been kind of slacking on this one. This one is pretty much ready to go. I did buy a side chute for it. I have another side chute up here. This is why I haven't sold it yet, because I'm going to go ahead and replace that thing, which I can actually do right now, but here's another side chute I bought. These things are only like $5. There's your part number. So there's really no reason why you shouldn't hold on to one, because they're really cheap to get a hold of. So I'm going to go ahead and see if I can go ahead and replace this thing. So here's the old one. Used some of those trash pick tools for this. There's the new one. Wasn't too hard to change out. It's just pressed in there with a little pin, and what you got to do is on that part of the spring that's right here, from the other side over here, I took this whole thing off, by the way, this whole unit, and from the other side over there you clamp onto it with some alligator vice grips, so that'll keep the spring on the other side. I should have done a how-to video on this, but I don't think too many people actually replace these, and I only did just because this one looks like shit. That's trash now. Then we have our new side chute. Go ahead and throw this in. Kind of hard to do this one-handed. New side chute is in. I think I do need to cut the grass a little bit more. So I'll go ahead and do that. Well, it's a nice day outside. I love it when it's like this because the sun is not pointing or not shining directly at me. That's what makes it hot around here. As you guys can see, I got some stuff. Me and a buddy of mine went to the junkyard. Finally picked up one of these. That's what they wrote it off as. That's how much I paid for it. I also bought these too. And then this thing got out of a Ranger, and it's actually broken. I didn't realize that. Actually, I can probably fix that with my other one, but I got this one to replace this one because the clips broke off. I was actually the one that broke them. Stupid me, right? But this one actually works, so maybe I can just swap the innards into this one. I'll have to see, but yeah, this one keeps falling out like this all the time when I'm driving. I mean, I could just glue it in there and be done with it, but there's not really much of an area for the glue to stick to. And I don't think glue sticks to this felt all that well, foam. So maybe I can pull this gray one apart somehow and swap the working bit right there into this one. I'll get to that a little later. Right now I'm going to go ahead and put this little thing on my tailgate cover. Got to kind of line it up good, but I got to drill out some holes for it. And I also brought, it's kind of tweaked a little bit too, oddly enough, but that's what you get for getting stuff from the junkyard. Yeah, when I got this bed liner, I actually completely forgot to grab this off the tailgate. I don't know why, but I forgot to do it. So I'm going to go ahead and start drilling some holes. And then I do have the old mounting hardware that I pulled off the other truck when I took that thing off the junkyard one. I got these screws here, which I could probably just drill them in. In fact, I might try that with one of them, see if it works. Obviously, I might need some washers, kind of strengthen it up a little bit. You guys get what I mean, but do I have some small washers? I thought I did. You know, just to kind of give it a little bit extra support. Doesn't need to be perfect. Just needs to be good enough to work. So now this is done. I used all 4 of those mounting screws that I took out of that junkyard truck. They didn't have the other 3 that I needed, of course, very typical. So I put in some of my own. And of course I used my own washers to further strengthen them up. The only thing that's bad about it is you kind of have to close it a little bit harder. But probably just needs to be worked in a little bit. But it seems to be working okay now. And then I think there's supposed to be some sort of seal that goes in here around this thing. So I might have to end up replacing that because it's kind of floppy. Every Ranger I've seen does that after they age a little bit. So now that that's done, I'm happy. Now we can get on with these. Okay, so I'll show you guys a little trick on getting these out. As you guys can see, there's 2 locking pins right here, as well as on the other side. I know this just by looking at it, but there's no other way to get this interior thing out because it's put in as 2 pieces. So let's go ahead and stick our little pry bar in here. Stick one out on that side. See if we can work this thing out. There you have it. It's easy enough. So this is the bad part right here. So we'll just set that aside. Now this one, I would normally just throw it in, but that's really not working all that well. So I'm going to go ahead and do the same thing. I'm going to try not to break it. There we go. That part's out. Now we just got to throw our new one in. So before we do that, I think the bottom part here goes in like that, but I'm just going to verify that in the truck. And that's correct. This also goes down here at the bottom. So we just got our new piece. Go ahead and stick it back in. Works for me. If you guys can see this, the piece that actually goes onto this middle vein here broke off. I don't know if it was like that when I got it or when my buddy put it in his tool bag, I don't know, but oh well. This was the part that I needed because these clips break off really easily. You got to be really gingerly with these things when you take them out of the vehicle. And that's good. Now it's in place. And I have a working vent again. It's not going to fall out every time I hit a bump. Yeah, these things just don't last. I'm probably going to need to replace this one too here eventually. Or see if I can lube this thing somehow, which might be the better route. And that one over there is okay. So there you go. Now on to the next project for today.